Oh, well, I wasn't expecting... Well, I should have been expecting that, but I wasn't. So, we are in now 1858. We're just a few months after we finished the last episode, and we've got a whole bucket load of new trains to play with. That display always disappears. Does anyone know if there's a way of sticking that so you can sort of sit and admire it for a while? Though my suspicion is, although there were what looked like, say, 8 or so new trains coming into our depot offerings, they were variations upon a theme. So what are we looking at? Yeah, so we had the 4 variants, for example, of the DX Goods 060. Yeah, that's just the one. That's just the one. Is it just that one then? It looks like it was. I think that is... No, that's no. These we've had before. So it doesn't look like there's been much change in there. 1858. I didn't actually intend spending time on here. That just happened. 18. Yeah, so it's just the DX Goods and the variants of it. I'm sure there's a difference. That's cabless and weatherboard. That's just yeah. So this one is certainly a mod. I think this one probably is. They probably all are. All the LNWR ones are certainly all mods. And again, a reminder: if you want to check out any of the mods that I'm using in the game, then do check the link in the description below, which should take you to my Steam collection, and you can see all the mods I've added so far into my game. Anyway. I didn't want to spend time looking at that. I was following this stagecoach for a particular reason, because it's going to the Bristol bus station, which you may remember we expanded in the last episode, and I did wonder when I put it down what would happen to the large platform if that would allow more people to stand and wait for a bus, and it does. That's 31, 32 people now waiting on that longer platform, which they would have got the overcrowding, overloading message, I can't hear the I, whatever it is, the symbol to say there's too many people waiting. Some people will be wandering off, bored of waiting, tired. But no, the longer platform does give you extra capacity. I thought that was true, and that's kind of proof of it. Okay, so what are we looking at today? Now, one thing I've learnt in this game and in pretty much all the other games I play as well for this channel, is that my first plan, my first idea of how to do something is seldom perfect. In fact, it's not often terribly good. Or it's adequate. I'm reasonably good at doing something that works. But whether it's the best solution or not is often not, to be honest. And in the last episode, we took on Mr. Phosphorex's suggestion in the previous video's comments about how to rejig our logged planks to tools set up here around the town, the city of Whirl. It is only a town, to be honest, it's not a city. But following that video, we got another comment from another long-time subscriber, G. George. Thank you so much for staying with the channel, for continuing to watch and to comment. It's really heartening to know that we do have people who are staying with the channel for a time, a good length of time. And he suggested a slightly different routing mechanism here, which we'll try out today. The other thing I want to address is something I've been ignoring for a while. Well, I've not been ignoring it, I've been forgetting it. This feeder bus route we've got here between Keynsham and Twerton, which feeds people into our train line, which is now incredibly profitable, 600,000. It's going faster now, 45 miles an hour. We didn't increase the capacity, which I think is okay. Certainly bringing people in from Keynsham, we're not filling the passenger wagons up. We're leaving a few behind at Bristol, but I think the speed is okay on that for the time being. But what I keep noticing before I start recording and then forgetting when I get here is the number of people waiting on this little bus line here. between Twerton and Keynsham. So we're going to address that today as well. But first off, let's have a look at what has been suggested as a fix for this set of routes here. They're all profitable. Don't worry about that. They are all profitable routes. So we've got our log supply, which takes logs out of the forest up to the sawmill and then drops them here in the town centre before going back up to the forest. That's more profitable than it was before. We can look at that now here and just check that. Boom! Nice big increase. Actually, it's a nice steady increase, which is good. But that's doing very nicely indeed. And we have a line which takes the planks from the city centre here. Why do I call it a city centre when I just said it's not? It's a town centre, which takes them to close to the tools manufacturing plant here. Close enough anyway. And those tools are then taken back into the town centre for distribution amongst the commercial businesses that desire tools. Now, what Mr. G. George has suggested is a slightly different arrangement to reduce the amount of empty running I've got. So at the moment, the truck's going from forest to sawmill and dropping the planks off is running sort of full-ish. It's got cargo at least coming from here, the forest to the sawmill, and it's got cargo then coming down obviously to the town centre. Then it's got this stretch here running empty. We could reduce that. Again, that's something that another sort of long-time viewer, I'm going to forget how I pronounce your name, Clercus of Spartacus or Sparta or something like that. You know who you are, I think. Thank you for watching and suggested on Steam, again, what I think is a similar sort of solution to this issue. So what we're going to do here is edit these two routes. We're going to take... We'll just keep the ones we're looking at in view. We're going to take the log supply here, and we're not going to deliver them to the town centre cargo sort of warehouse here. We're going to take them straight back to the forest cargo stop. So what we'll do is we'll take you out. So what we need to do is at Whirl Forest, we're not just loading logs, we're also unloading planks. There we go. And at the sawmill we're unloading logs. That's fine, that's exactly as it was. Right, so this line is going to be running full-ish in both direction, but as Clercus of Sparta noticed, well, we've noticed it before to be honest, but I've been kind of ignoring it, is that the production of planks requires 2 logs. So while these wagons are carrying 4 logs in, they will typically only carry at most 2 out. Do we have any going out? You're carrying 0, which is not so good. You're carrying, oh my goodness, you're carrying 0. Is anybody carrying more than 0 planks? There must be somebody. This is not good. Why are they doing that? This is strange. So we've got production. Yeah, everything's coming in. Maybe this is the issue. Maybe we're not shipping enough logs in here. So shortening this route may well help in that situation. But what we're going to do with getting the planks to the tools factory here. Now, the one issue that we've kind of looked at is that this line is quite short, and short lines aren't the most profitable. And indeed, this makes about 1/3 as much money as the other line does. So what we're going to do is we're going to make it longer and carrying goods in both direction. So we're going to take this one here. We are going to go from not Lower Whirl, we're going to go from here, from the forest. So at the forest we're going to be picking up the planks that have been brought in by the log supply. That will do that. We're going to take to the manufacturing and we're going to load tools, unload planks, and at the industrial park, which is the stop here on the road, which is where they're going to deliver their tools, we are simply going to unload the tools. We could have left that as unload everything because they're not going to be picking anything up, because that's not a stop at which you can pick any goods up. Now, one thing we could also do here, which I've not done so far on any of these routes, is have them wait to pick up goods, but I'm not going to do that here, I think. So yeah, so this line here, the blue line, the tool supply, will be running empty from the centre of the town out to the forest. But one of these lines has to run some length empty, to be honest. And I think this is probably, I probably agree, this is, I think, a better solution. One thing to check here, we do need 2 cargo platforms here. We only put 1 in to save money back in the early days, so we'll add a second one. We'll put you there. I will need to manually change these terminals around. We will leave the logs there, and you can go to terminal 2. So that should work. Again, the question is, hopefully this production unit here, the sawmill, will start producing planks in good enough quantity. The other thing to worry about then is how many vehicles we've got on these 2 lines. Do I need all these vehicles on that line, or should I now put more on? I think I do. I'll put more on the tools line. So we'll move some over. So you're carrying nothing, so we'll move you over to the tools supply line. And there was another one here running empty, and I'm not going to find him, am I? Oh yes, I am. Yeah, and we'll move you to tool supply as well. Okay, we're going to need to keep an eye on that to see how the system works, but I think that should be a nice improvement to both. I mean, as I said, they're profitable already, so that is just sort of optimizing, I think, improving the effectiveness of those routes. Okay, now just checking everything here. Our last line here, our little suburban line coming from Bedminster into Brandon Hill into the city centre. Yeah, I think we're okay with capacity on that at the moment with 12. Our line here. Ooh, do we need to increase this one? That's carrying 18 at the moment. No, I think that one looks pretty much okay as it is at the moment. Right, now, Keynsham. Twerton. Let's pause this for a second and take a look at what we've got. So we've got 16 people waiting there. We have got 19 people waiting there. We have got, I should bring the line up again. We have got quite a few vehicles on there. So they can carry that amount of passengers. It's simply the frequency of the line, the rate, as it were. Again, this is something I don't tend to worry too much about, the mathematics of all this, the algorithms. If the frequency is too long, I do apologise to G. George, who made the comment on the previous video about the apparent misuse of these terms in strict sort of semantics in terms of what they actually mean scientifically, if you will. That frequency is, I think, badly represented. That is not a frequency, really, in sort of general. It kind of works in general understanding, but strictly speaking, scientifically, for people who work in this sort of area of engineering and science, it's kind of wrong. As long as the frequency, and I'm going to use the Urban Games interpretation of the word here, even though they spelt it frequence, it sort of makes sense. And if you have a very long frequency, like 5, 10, 15 minutes, then things tend not to work. So the frequency there I think is okay, but what I'm thinking of is planning for the future. Is we're going to need to get rail out from Bristol to Bath. If you remember, I did that in the very first series of Bristol and failed utterly because people in Bath didn't want to go to Bristol and people in Bristol didn't want to go to Bath. That's nowhere near what it's like in real life, but in terms of the game at this stage of 1850s, whatever we are, it didn't work. So I think we can start extending our line now here, and we've also got options down here. We can get a line out to Midsummer Norton. Again, these are very small places, but that's because I'm not feeding them anything yet. Once I start feeding them passengers and goods, I'm sure they will expand. And we've also got some industry down here which we can make use of. I've been trying to find other sort of close by industry chains that I can use to sort of encourage growth in some of these towns along what is the A4. If you know the Bath and Bristol area, that road there is effectively the A4. It's difficult to find good cargo industry change here that would work, and we've got construction materials here, but I don't want to go to that side of the map just yet. I'd like to sort of focus on the centre here for the time being. Anyway, let's get on with it. So my plan is to extend this rail line from Bristol to Keynsham into Twerton, and that should pick up all these passengers waiting for the bus and make more money from them. Yes indeedy. The problem we've got, of course, is there's hills here. So what does that look like in terms of building a train station? We use, of course, our British mod version. We don't have British mod cargo stations. I don't know. Well, I suppose we could. No, we can't really. They don't, do they? Again, your thoughts on how realistic that is. Did Great Western Railway brand its cargo and freight stations in the same colour scheme and so on? Did it actually differentiate between its cargo and passenger platforms? I've no idea. As I said, I'm not familiar enough with railway history to understand that at all. We'll make this a small building to start with, because that saves us a fair amount of money, a good tens of thousands of pounds. One track, yeah, that'll be fine for the moment, I think. If I stick you here, oh, that's actually quite cheap, isn't it? 197, whereas down here it's a lot more expensive. But being at the top of the hill, which is better because it means I've got, again, the track will probably have to go through hills and through contours to get down south, as it were, to Midsummer Norton and Shepton Mallet. But yeah, I like this being cheap. If you watch any of my other series, then you'll know that's something I really appreciate. Cheap, or as we call it, bargain, or good value for money. That's what it is, definitely. Now that, yeah, can I? Oh, this is getting better. 195. I can do that. Now, if I do that, I'm just thinking, can I fit a bus station in there? I think I can. But wait, that's the. Be nice to have the sort of bus station adjoining to the train station, which I think if I put it there, I can do. Okay, I've got the brown, which is Great Western colours, I believe. Yeah, canopy length medium. That's good. Yeah, let's do that. Splendid. But I do want to actually put a bus station in there because this train station only gets to less than half of the, actually probably gets to about half of Twerton, which is not enough. We need it to get more people in from the rest of this little town. So can I put a bus station in there? Even just a little one platform one will do nicely for the time being. Turn it round, in which case like that. Oh, that's an ugly bit of road, isn't it? Does that works? Could do it that way, but I would really like it to actually line up there. This slope is killing me, isn't it? That's the problem. What if I... No, I can't take all that out. Let's put another little bit of road in there. See if we can. If I take that amount out... Wow, that's an expensive little bit of road. £7,000 for next to nothing. Is it cheaper further up the hill? No, this is extortion. Collision with what? I don't know. Well, it's less than £200,000 to be honest, so let's do it. Okay, if I take you out and then take you out. Right, can we put in the bus station that I want? Oh! I am a clumsy great oaf. I didn't want to... Oh, bother. Money going down. This is ridiculous. Thank goodness I have still got about 3 million I can take from the bank. That kind of works, doesn't it? Are they actually lining up? I'm not seeing the blue indicators there. That's the problem. Oh, I am there. As ugly as that looks, and that does look really ugly, doesn't it? And it's complaining about curvature at some point. Okay. Can they take that out a little bit further? That's about as far as I can go. Okay, let's put that in there. It kind of works, I think. Yeah, alright. So, if we got a bus stop there, we're not going to use that bus stop anymore, I think. We'll need another one up there and another one down here. Right, let's get some more streets in. That's what we need. This is going to be... Oh! Again, it was a good idea, but I didn't think it through properly. That's... Oh, ow, we got getting expensive again. That's a little bit cheaper. Okay, you get cheaper if I can come out from here without deleting a building, if I can. Okay. Can we move that? Again, it's getting very expensive. It's just a pity, really, that this game doesn't really seem to have the kind of straight line road laying that you can get in, say, city skylines. Okay, let's do that. Oh, I'm still spending a fortune, but there you are. It's done. It's only money. I can say that. Right. So I'll use the cheapy. The cheapy bus stops now. So if we put a bus stop actually there, that seems to be okay. That catches that end of the town. And down here, yeah, I think that will catch that. That's fine. So what we will do now is put in some track. And I'm going to have to bother get rid of that building. Right, we're going to borrow lots of money. Okay, so I've got 500,000 left I can spend. Some track. We'll take you out. What happens if I take you straight into there? Construction not possible. You are mistaken, dear sir. You are very much mistaken. It is very possible. It's going to cost me about $500,000. Do I want it to spend that much? I'd rather not, to be honest. Okay. Get out of there. Now that's going to tunnel down. Do we need to tunnel down here? If I turn the contours on, will that help me at all? Contours. Oh, that's navigable waters. No, it won't. That won't help you. This is the contours. Right, so yeah, we do have that great big hill in the way. A little bit of a bridge there. We might be able to do this, I think. Okay. Again, I don't want a wooden bridge there. That's just not on. So does that work? Does that look good for you guys? Yeah. Yep. We'll take that. Okay. Now, can I connect you up then to that? So that's about 122. 100. That's 280. That's less than 300. So I think we're good for that. Let's turn the contours off. Yeah, apart from the bend, obviously, apart from the curve, we're getting good speed, so that looks fine. Right. Now, the thing is, of course, is that's quite a long line, and this train on the current Bristol to Keynsham has a 5-minute frequency. Adding that in there will extend that out to 7 or 8 perhaps again. So you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking I need 2 trains on here. We're going to have to double track this. I think we certainly are. So do we double track? If I... yeah, we're going to we'll double track the platform. The station. So we're going to need some more tracks. Slip you in there, and there, and there, and there. We'll put some brown platforms down. Oh, I think we built Keynsham before we had the British platform mod. So that platform there is vanilla. A bit of a shame, but there you are. Okay, and we're going to need underpasses. Where are they? Are they on the platforms here? Yes, they are. So what's empty? No assets. Oh, we don't want that. Yeah, we do want the sort of the fences around. I'm not sure what that means. Or does that just mean? I'm not quite sure what it means by no assets, but yeah, we're going to need to put an underpass on there. There's already one on platform 1, so if we just drop that on there, that allows people to travel between the 2 platforms. We'll put some canopy on, of course, in our lovely brown trim. Again, just half. That will do nicely. Alright, and we need then to put some more track down and start doing some double tracking. So if we take you to there, actually let's give it a bit more, like that. These trains are still quite short, so that's fine. And there, and to there, and we'll just add in a couple more passing places for them along here perhaps. Doesn't need to be that long, but the longer the passing loop is, I imagine, the faster the trains can complete their journey without having to keep stopping and waiting. We'll put another one in here along these lines. Take you from there. That's lovely. And that junction there is already double slipped, so yeah, I think we should be okay with our route there. Now, do we want to... yeah, I think we'll have a little passing loop here before Twerton. Before Twerton or before the bridge? We will almost certainly end up with having trains going in both directions or going beyond here, so we'll have at least 2 platforms, I think, at Twerton still, in all likelihood. So we'll stick this here. Can I get that Darn. No. No, it doesn't want to do that. No, you're being an idiot. Again. Why change the habits of a lifetime? That is... the train might fit in there, he said, hopefully. Okay, let's leave it like that. Okay, so our Bristol the Keynsham main line is now going to go on from Keynsham to Twerton and then back again to Keynsham, like that. And I suppose we ought to change the name as well. Oh, I've now typed it out. I have to type something in, don't I? I was thinking I could leave it as Keynsham, because Keynsham obviously is a relatively large location compared to Twerton. At least Twerton is just a small little town on the edge of Bath. It might even still call itself a village, who knows. Right, but what we're going to need to do here is I'm going to add a second train. What I'm going to do, I think, is take this capacity down from 24 to 18, so we'll have 2 trains running at 18, which should allow them to complete the journey in good time. And yeah, I think they'll carry enough passengers to be profitable. Now, can I, if I maintain that, right? Aha! Right, again, this is an update that came out post-release, because so many people were very annoyed that you couldn't manage more than 1 train at a time in the depot and move wagons and consists around between trains. And the developers obviously listened to that and saw there was disquiet amongst the player community. Now, what that is the Crampton, wasn't it? So we will add one of you to no there, and the passenger wagon. Oh no, things I don't know which ones they are. I think that was a 3rd class brake, wasn't it? I put at the end. So we'll have the ordinary 4-wheel there. Need to go down. We'll leave 3rd class at the front, I think, and a 1st class. Where was the 1st class? There it was. Well, actually, if I select you, does that mean it goes to the 2nd line, the 2nd train? It does. Excellent. Oh, so that's logical and makes sense. Okay, and I can modify this. What the heck is going to happen now? Because I'm actually modifying 1 train en route, and I'm buying a new vehicle, and it does say new vehicle there. So will this train come out of the depot? And yeah, presumably that's what's going to happen. Right, let's try this. I'm a bit concerned. Oh, right, they are 2. Yes, that was your 3rd normal. Right, okay, so that is front brake, and that is for there's no 3rd class at all on train 1. That's fair enough. Okay, so there's train 1, and train 4 is coming out of there. Right, I need some signals. Let's get our signals here. So we need them because we're travelling in the British direction, which is travelling on the left. We're using our mod for British, or rather UK, signalling. I'll put you there, and you there. There. There we go. I think, yep, that's right. And I'm not at all happy this will work, but I think at the moment the trains are short enough, so that should be okay. Right. I just want to check Bristol Temple Meads. because I did put some weird signalling in here while I was building it and trying to get trains out going to odd places. Right, that signal there is for that direct. I don't think we need that. Let's delete that one. Just the signal. £3 for a signal. That's outrageous. Okay, so we've got a signal there going in, which is fine. Actually, let's just check the route. We should be... We're double tracking there, but we're not double tracking here. Why not? Because that's not connecting. I think that's why. If I put that track further along here, like so, that's better. You could do with a slip further in closer to the station, but that will do for now, I think. Let's get rid of you. I don't want you there either. Where's our signal? Our signal needs to be closer. There we go. And there. So once again, another £3 wasted on getting rid of a redundant signal. Right, I think that should be good. And we've we had 500,000 left. Right, let's see how this works. Speed up a little bit. Our train's coming out of the station. Oh, the other thing I do need to do is redesign this bus route. So this is going to be Twerton internal. So it's not going to go to Keynsham at all. So it will go from there to there to there, back again. Okay. Yep, so it goes from there to there. So it goes from there to there to there. We should go back. Yeah, it needs to go. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I think that's fine, isn't it? That's a loop. Why is it doing so? London Road. Right, that looks better. So it goes from there down here into there. And then back again, down here to there. I'm just wondering if it could go... No, we'll leave it like that, I think. See how that pans out. Okay, now the great thing, of course, is... Yes, all the passengers that were waiting at the Royal Oak are now going to this stop here. Excellent. And it looks like we're getting growth in the city. I've certainly seen buildings going up. Right, Keynsham. We could probably do with an in-town bus service here, couldn't we, to be honest? But I'm not going to worry about that, because the station does seem to cover a good deal of the town. So we need to change the name of this line. I think Twerton Circle will suffice. So we have got people waiting here. Are they actually going to the... They're going to the train station. Yes, they are. Excellent. That really is a mess, isn't it? I could have done that much better. I was just so hung up on the idea of having it directly linked into the train station. I just got silly and carried away. Okay. Right, how are our trains doing? You're full. You're not so full. I think they are inappropriately spaced at the moment, to be honest, but there's not a lot I can do about it. Well, there's stuff I can do, but I'm not going to. Oh, I want these to go to the different platforms. Let's manage that line. So coming in from Bristol, you want to be on platform 2. Yep, that makes sense, driving on the left. And coming in from Twerton on the left should be on platform 1. That's better. Oh, this is nice, good. Oh, we've got 20 people already waiting in Twerton. We are still being profitable. That is excellent. Keep that train there for a moment. Let's check in on Whirl. Wherever that is. That's over here. Got planks waiting. We don't have planks waiting there, but I think that number of logs being transported is coming down. But how profitable are those lines? Less profitable than they were before. But, that may be due to the rearranging of lines that we had to do. One thing I just noticed here is this bit here. That's bad. I don't like that. I'll put that country road in there like that. I think that's better. And get rid of that. Good. So then that route doesn't sort of go up here, down here, and then back again. It goes straight in. That's splendid. These vehicles do still go through the town centre. I think they probably still have to, because that's where the commercial demand is. If I place a new stop in there. Yeah, so the tools, that's all up there. Actually, if they could. Oh, if they could go up there, actually. If they delivered the tools up there, then they could go around the outside of the town. But which would keep emissions down. We may consider that at a later date. I don't need to do that just yet. Where are my 2 trains on here? What are they doing? So where's... Oh, you're coming in from Twerton. Excellent. Yeah, they're making good profits. One of the issues here, of course, is going to be are we going to have so many people wanting to go from Bristol to Twerton and from Twerton to Bristol that nobody can get on in Keynsham, which is a trouble which is an issue you've got when you've got multiple stop routes like this. So unless you've got large enough capacity on your trains, you may find that nobody gets on at the middle station. Let's speed this up a little bit. We'll find out, and then we'll call this. We'll bring this episode to a close. So, which one's train 1? Your train 1 coming in to Keynsham. So let's see what happens to you. Powering along very nicely. Oh, we've just turned over a year. We've got some lovely new fast trains. 71 miles an hour. That's just ungodly. That's just plain dangerous, surely. Lovely countryside here around Keynsham, which is kind of true. So, are you going to make me any money? And are people going to get on? Yes, yep, we made 87 grand from that, and we picked up a good few people. That's really good news. Right, so this line does appear to be working. A quick check actually of all our lines in terms of profitability. Wow, this is good. So the only line which is unprofitable, is this little station link line. the train lines are all making good money. Very good money indeed. Bus routes, they're all doing well. The tool supply, oh, that's dropped profitability a lot. Where's the other one? Yeah, I'm going to have a look at that, see what's going on there. But the main issue we've got here, I'm not sure we need this many buses in Twerton. No, we'll get rid of one of you. That's fine. But this one here that we put in, this route we put in here to service the Brandon Hill station, to bring people in from the bus station, that's losing money at the moment. There are people going from there, but there's nobody seems to be going in the other direction. Yeah, because it is quite a short route. I think that's going to be an issue for us. The train is running to capacity, but we're not overloading just yet. So I think we're okay with that number of wagons still. Okay, it's all looking good, and we are making money again. Lots of profit. So we were down a bit last year, but we did spend nearly 2.5 million on the new train line in particular. This year we're already nearly 500,000 in profit. So I'm feeling confident. We'll keep an eye on this train line. We may actually need to put 4 carriages on each of the trains to cope with the demand, particularly in Cambridgeshire. Yeah, 33 people there. 28 from... Yeah, maybe we do. Maybe we do need 4 carriages. We shall see in the next episode. But that's it from me. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you've enjoyed this episode of Transport Fever 2, my Bristol series, based upon a map created by Specialist Zero. Again, you can find the link to this map, which I have edited a bit, and you can find out how I did. You can see how I did that in the very first episode in this playlist. But yeah, so thank you to Specialist Zero for the map. I'm enjoying playing it now that I'm making it work and making money at it. That's always a good sign. And if you've liked this video, it'd be great to hear from you. A like would be lovely. Just click that thumbs up button. But even better, if you've got any thoughts, suggestions, recommendations, even criticisms, do drop a note into the comments box below. It's just so awesome to hear from you. And again, if you've got any thoughts about the Whirl industry chain, how I can get those cargo routes to make even more money than they were before, just let me know. It'd be great to hear from you. And of course, if you've not already subscribed to the channel, you can do that now, and that way you'll know when I upload another one of these or any of my other Let's Play series. But from me, Ajaxpost, here in Transport Fever 2, until the next time, bye bye for now.